Are you a gamer on a budget and you're looking for a great PC to buy, but you don't really have 15, 16, 1700 bucks to spend on one? Well, stick around, because I got a surprise for you. That's right, the HP Omen 25L. I know what you're saying. It's an HP. And it's a 25L. What? Why would I buy that when I could go with iBuyPower or NZXT? Why? Do you really want to spend $1,700 on a computer that's going to leave you wishing for more? I know I don't. This thing is a beast, let me tell you. It's got a great configuration of components. I bought it to test it out and see if I would like it. And surprisingly enough, it's turned into my daily driver. I use this thing for everything, not just gaming. I use it in my recording studio to record music. I use it to mix and master that music. I use it to edit video. It's really a great all-around computer. Like, mwah! I love it so far. And for the price, well, I'll get to that in a minute. First, let me tell you about what's stuffed inside this bad boy. Like I said, this is the 25L. This is the newer version, the newest version from mid-2023. So I went totally bottom of the barrel with this thing because, like I said, I wanted to try it because I've never used an Omen system before. I've used a lot of different systems, and I wanted to see how HP in their pre-built gaming, how they compared to all the other people. And boy, let me tell you, was I surprised. This thing comes with an i3, that's right, i3 13100F. I know what you're thinking, i3, but what about i5, i7, i9? Yeah, what about it? If you don't need it, you don't need it. This thing comes with a base clock of 3.4 gigahertz and a turbo up to 4.8 gigahertz. 4.8 from an i3. Let me tell you, the 13th gen of CPUs from Intel are blowing the doors off of even their 12th gen bigger brothers and sisters. It's really surprising. It's a 4-core, 8-thread with hyper-threading, and it only consumes 58 watts. I mean, come on. It's not a power-hungry monster at all. It's not going to jack up your power bill so much from playing video games that you have to go get a second part-time job just to keep playing video games. It's great. From factory, it comes with 8 gigabytes of DDR5 5200 memory, Kingston Fury, of course, because it's HP, and that is expandable up to 128 gigs, but who needs 128 gigs of memory? If you're a gamer, 16 gigs is really all you need for almost every application. I was editing videos, recording music, and mixing and mastering on this thing with 8 gigs of memory. So, I'm sorry, I'm going to try to keep this quick because I'm sure you've got things to do. So, let me highlight one of my favorite features about this case. Instead of having to go get a screwdriver or take out thumb screws to get the side panel off, HP has a one-button push. Push that button, the side panel pops right off. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And it's not plastic, it's not acrylic, it's tempered glass. Really nice. When it's clean, it shines beautifully with the RGB inside the tower. So looking inside the tower here, Batman not included, we have an updated, better air cooler for the CPU. This one is a dual pipe with a radiator and an RGB fan, it really does keep the CPU levels pretty low. Again, it's consuming under 60 watts, so it's not going to get ridiculously hot anyway, but this cooler works great to keep it cool. Coming down to our GPU, we have the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Super. And again, I already know what you're going to say. A 1660, yeah, guess what? For this little 1660, it produces excellent quality while gaming. Excellent quality while gaming, okay? I ran Fortnite to test it out at max settings, running 1080p, and I was getting between 170 and 180 FPS. That's right. A really good frame rate. And with the same settings on 1080p on Warzone 2, between 115 and 125, which is more than adequate to play that game. Never experienced any crashes. Everything runs butter smooth, no lag, no stuttering, no nothing. This thing runs like it was made to play video games on. And with the 1660 Super, it's got a base clock of 1.53 gigahertz, and it boosts up to 1.78 gigahertz, and it's rocking 6 gigs of GDDR6 memory. I know 6 gigs of memory isn't a lot, but it has proven itself to be more than adequate for what I need. And it'll probably be more than adequate for what you need as well. It also comes with a 512 gigabyte Western Digital SSD, which is nice. Could be 1 terabyte, but that's in the next step up, the 25L with the Ryzen 5, which we're not going to get into that. It's a PCIe Gen 3 M.2 2280. Really nice. The motherboard is a GT15 1000i, and it's got a Cooler Master 500 watt power supply. I know what you're saying. 500 watts? Is that a joke? No. Trust me, it's more than enough. If you're not happy with this GeForce 1660 Super, you can upgrade to the 3060, and you don't have to change your power supply because there's still enough room to squeeze more juice. You're not coming anywhere close to maxing out this 500 watts on this system. So you can save yourself some money, buy this system, go spend a couple $100 on a 3060, and boom, you've got an even better machine. Can't complain about it. It also comes with Windows 11 Home, which is nice. You get all the newest, most updated bells and whistles from the Windows program. On the rear, you get 1 HDMI out, 1 DisplayPort out, and 1 DVI port out. Up on the front here, you have a microphone jack, a headphone jack, 2 USB 2.0s, and on the rear, you get a microphone jack, a headphone jack, and a microphone headphone combo jack or speaker jack. 2 USB-As, a USB 3.0, a USB 2.0, a USB-C 3.1, and a USB-C 3.2, as well as an R45 Ethernet jack, which of course is pretty standard. Now, with this not being a full-size motherboard, you're somewhat limited on expandability, but pretty much everything you need is already here. It also has 3 M.2 slots for expansion and 1 PCIe 16-pin slot. So you can slap several SSDs in here, and this thing will just be a screaming monster, let me tell you. And if you're not happy with the CPU, there are several options for drop-in replacements. You don't have to change anything. One of those is the i5 13400 or the 13400F, and both of those are running at 65 watts. You can use the i5 13600K or the 13600KF. Those are a little juicier at 125 watts, but again, you don't have to change your power supply. You've got more than enough power to run anything you need. And if you want an i7, you can hop up to the i7 13700 or 13700F. Drops the wattage back down. Those are only 65 watt processors, so you'll keep your temperatures a lot cooler. This bad boy also comes with a 30-day Game Pass from Xbox. Now, if you're like me and you don't play Xbox, that's pretty much pointless. I wish it came with a PlayStation Network 30 days, whatever. But, what can we say? Still free. They don't have to give it to you, but they do because they love you. And speaking of love you, let me tell you something. HP support is off the chain now. They are fast to respond. They will get your problems, any problems, solved really quickly. And with these systems, all you do is click a button and you can connect. And they're right there, boom, just like that, helping you handle any issues you might have. They're great. The customer support gets 20 out of 5 stars for me because customer support is very important to me. And I have not been impressed by any company's customer service as much as I have with HP. It's wonderful. So if that means something to you, that's something to really keep in mind. This PC also has the HP Omen gaming hub. Now, if you've ever used that before, you know how awesome it is. If you haven't, what the gaming hub is exactly what it sounds like. It's a centralized place for all of the games and gaming services that you use, be it Steam, Battle.net, whatever. You can click into HP Omen Gaming Hub and everything is right there. All of your games are easily accessible. All of your services are there. That's also where you're going to find your lighting studio, so you can adjust the RGB colors, your power options, your system preferences, your overclocking. All of your performance measurements are there, as well as your vitals, your booster, your cleaners, everything, all in one place. It's really, really simple and really, really convenient. I love it. I'd never used the gaming hub until I used this computer, and I'll probably never use anything other than HP again. And I've always been totally against HP, but now I'm sold, especially with this guy. So I also ran some benchmarks on it using Cinebench 2024 with some surprising results. The GPU, our testing on the GPU ended with a score of 3,445 points, ranking number 6 out of 10. Now, if you've used Cinemark or Cinebench before, you're aware of the ranking system that they have for their top 10 fastest everything. The GPU in this came in number 6 out of 10, beating some pretty big name GPUs. It was very, very surprising. So on our CPU multi-core test, it was a little less impressive. Ended up with a score of 470 points. However, still in the top 10. We were ranked number 9 out of 10 on that one. So still not all the way at the bottom either, which was pretty surprising. But the biggest surprise came out of the single core tests. The single core benchmark put us at 98 points. That was place number 4 out of 10. That's right, 4. The only 3 tests above us ranking higher were all Apple chips. And who cares about Apple? Pfft, give me a break. But this guy, single core, was just stomping. It's 12th gen Intel, bigger brothers and sisters again. I mean, it was smoking i5s, i7s. There were a couple of i9s under it. AMDs, 2 Threadrippers. I mean, this thing was 30 points over Threadrippers. So it was really, really impressive. I was extremely surprised by it. I'm not going to lie. It's really been a wonderful computer. It has, for gaming and everything else I've used it for. I really don't think it will disappoint you at all. So, in terms of peripherals, now when you buy this computer, of course, it's going to come with the things you need to use it, like HP's wonderful, ugly mouse. This thing is terrible. I don't know why anyone would use this rather than out of necessity. Because if you're a gamer, I'm sure you already have a mouse, and you're going to take this out of the box and throw it away. I took it out of the box, threw it in another box, put it under my bed, and I haven't pulled it out until now. Yeah. Also included is the wonderful HP diaphragm keyboard. Now, if you don't already have peripherals, it comes with everything you need. And in this keyboard's defense, it's pretty usable. It's not the worst keyboard I've ever had in my hands. It is diaphragm, it's not clicky, but the buttons are responsive, and it's a full keyboard. All your function keys, a full number pad. It's not a 10 keyless. So everything you could possibly need is right there. So that's a plus. It does not, however, come with Batman or Batman and Nightwing. I threw those on myself because I don't know if you noticed or not, but I kind of have a thing for Batman. And that's okay because my wife has a thing for Harley Quinn, so we get along just fine. Now, like I stated earlier, the cooling in the case is pretty good. The temperatures stay down well enough. Now, this one would naturally come with a hard drive cage with 2 slots for additional hard drives. I've removed that because in the future, I just want to add more RGB. So I'm going to add a few more fans up here in the front, which is fine because you have fully open slits on both sides of the front panel, which allows excellent airflow in. A fully graded top, which allows excellent exhaust, and a fully graded bottom, which will also allow extra intake. Overall, it's a really great system. I mean, I really can't complain. Especially when I tell you the best part. Right now, you can get this computer from Best Buy for $949. That's right. Under $1,000. Personally, myself, I got lucky when I bought it. I just happened to catch Best Buy at a time when they had this thing on sale for $629. I paid less than $700 for this thing, and it's worth way more. It's worth $1,000 easy. So I can't really say anything bad about it, especially considering the price to performance. Anything anywhere in this range that you're going to find from any other company is going to cost you $1,200, $1,300, $1,500, $1,600. And after buying this one for the cheap price and using it and testing it and abusing it and just seeing really what its limits were, I don't think I could ever buy a computer from another company that wants $1,600 for something that this machine will do better. I really can't complain. So if you were on the fence about the HP Omen, if you're just shopping around, trying to get some information and determine which gaming computer is going to best suit your needs, I'm going to give you 2 big fingers pointing at this one. It may not be your flavor, it may not be your style, but if you're looking for just hands down good performance at a wonderful price, this is the bad boy to go with. Now, there's also another option in the 25L series with the Ryzen 5. I won't really get into the specs on that one. It's a little bit more, but still under $1,000. Right now, Best Buy has the upgraded 25L with the Ryzen 5, 16 gigs of DDR5 RAM, and the GeForce 3060, and it's only $980 on sale right now, down from $1,300. So if you were going to spend $950 on this, you can go ahead and just drop an extra 30 bucks and get a machine that's spec'd up just a little bit. Now that 3060, those things are monsters. But the 1660 Super does not disappoint. I guarantee it. But that's what I have to say about the Omen 25L. I hope that you found it informative. I hope I've given you the information that you were looking for with my own little insight. I'm not going to blow smoke. If it sucks, I'm going to tell you it sucks. And this absolutely does not suck. But anyway, if you found this helpful, enjoyable, or entertaining, don't forget to give me a like. Drop a comment down below what you think. Have you ever used this computer before? Were you thinking about it? Do you have any horror stories that we should probably know about? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And if you would, hit that little subscribe notification and button down there at the bottom so you can know whenever I review any other techie stuff that you just might happen to be curious about. But that's it for me. I'm out of here, and I'll see you next time.